Happy Thursday, Creekers. It's so good to see you all. And so good to be back and back in the swing of things. So, wasn't last Sunday just incredible? 37 baptisms across all of our campuses. And that's just so wonderful and just so uplifting that we got to be a part of that and got to see that. And kudos to you all for always making people feel welcome and safe and supported. That's so important in what we do, and it's so appreciated. Turning to focus for the week, I would like for you all to focus on just being grateful. It's the time of the year that everybody does that, and everybody goes into things that they're thankful for. And while that's important, I think we always need to give glory and thanks to God for what He's done for us, and just have a heart full of gratitude. That's contagious, and it makes a difference. So as you're going through the rest of this week, I hope that you can find that, and I hope that it inspires you and uplifts you. And it's just such a wonderful thing to have. So with that being said, let's move on to Sunday. I've got my notes here because I can't remember things very well these days. So we will have our standard welcome like we do every Sunday. There'll be 3 songs, and I can't wait to hear them. They all seem incredible, and they just do such a good job anyways. Then our sermon. Then Pastor Trevor is going to do an invitation. We'll have another song, and after that last song will be our offering. So ushers for you all. Offering is at the end this time. We're going to end with announcements as usual, and part of those announcements is reminding everybody of NBC. This is the last week to sign up for NBC, so if you can help or are interested in helping, we would so appreciate you all to do that. Right now, the need is for bookstore and ushers, so if you feel like that's something that you can help with, please feel free to sign up. It's just such a wonderful event that we put on for the community, and there's so many blessings that come about with NVC. So if you can, and you have the time and you have the desire, please feel free to sign up. Like I said, this is the last week for that. Then on Sunday, in between services, I'll be having a new volunteer orientation. So if you all know of anybody who would be interested in serving, just feel free to send me their information. We'll get them trained up and put in a area that best suits them in our church on Sunday, and that's that. So hopefully we have a lot show up. Even one makes a huge difference to us. So let's just all pray for that. Pray for our church to just have an outpouring that people who want to volunteer and serve. It's so important. Lastly, probably not lastly, but the other thing that's on my mind is our night of worship that's coming up on November 15th. Not this Friday, but next. So excited to share that with you all. All of our campuses will be there. So Somerset and Williamsburg will be joining us in the Kids Creek Auditorium, or the Upfront Auditorium, Upfront Theater. I don't know what they call it, but it's the new one, and we'll be in there. So a little bit smaller of a setting, which is perfect. If you can make it, let's really all try to be there. Just such a great time to be refreshed and re-energized and refocused, and hopefully that'll help carry us and give us some energy through the holiday season. And I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that it is, but this is the 3rd time I've done the video, and each time I think of something different to add to it. So who knows with me, even though I do have notes, I forget to put the notes. So anyhow, I hope that you all are doing well. I hope that you can make it Sunday, and I hope you're being as blessed out of this series that we're in as I am. Oh yeah, last thing. If you can, this is not mandatory, but or even a requirement, but if you can and you feel comfortable doing so, during the past couple Sundays, the first 2 rows in the center have been sort of scarce. And I know that's pretty discouraging sometimes to whoever's speaking or worship or whatever the case is. So if you notice that those areas are not being sat in, ushers, if you can kind of funnel people that are willing to go up front. And then lastly, let's all try to sit in that area if we can. I'm not asking you to uproot your family or anything like that, but if you don't have a particular place that you sit, and that's not the service that you're scheduled to serve, then if we can, let's just try to fill up those first 2 rows. Encourage our worship team a little bit. Encourage our pastor a little bit more. Help set the tone for a good set of worship and a good receptive message. I think that sometimes makes a difference if we're all in praise and we're all in worship and we're all engaged in the message. What effect does that have throughout the congregation? Hopefully a good one. So, like I said, I'm not saying that you have to sit up there. I'm not saying that it's mandatory. Don't disrupt your families or anything like that. But if you can, please consider moving to the first 2 rows of the center aisle if a lot of those seats are empty. And if you can, I'd appreciate it. And I know it affects our worship team. I know it encourages them. And let's just all try to encourage one another, love one another. I'll see you Sunday.